So, the items you'll need to make your diaper cake is obviously diapers, and then you'll also want to get enough stretch bands to cover however many diapers you're using to make your cake. So you can use rubber bands or hair tie bands that are clean. Then you'll want to get ribbon, different colors, whatever color scheme you decide to use, you'll want ribbons of that color. And then you'll also want to get some ribbon that you'll use to tie around the entire cake. You can either use the thick band ribbons or the thin style, depending on your choice. And then, of course, you can't do crafts without scissors, so you'll want to get a pair of scissors. And then lastly, you can add whatever kind of special decorations you'll want. I like to use little toiletries. They add a little special something. So first, you'll want to take the diaper and you lay it face down and you want to roll it towards the outside. Then you take a band and you tie it. And you'll just want to keep repeating this step, laying it face down and rolling it up and then covering it with a band. And you'll do this with each individual diaper. This being because the diapers won't stay still if you leave them rolled up without covering them. So you want to take the bands and cover up the diapers so that they'll stay in place while you work. Now that you have all your diapers rolled, you want to take your ribbon and lay it out in preparation. And then you take your diapers and you set them up for whichever size you want. I'm going to start small so I can keep them together. So you take your ribbon and cut it in that size and tie it around so that you have them in the shape that you want. Now, once you have them tied, you want to take your bands and you remove the original bands that you placed around from the beginning. Now, it's preferable that you would pull them off the top because when they're pulled from the bottom, it causes a lot of disconfiguration. So, you go around each diaper, pulling off each individual band that was originally placed. Once you've done that, make sure all that the diapers are facing the good direction, so it gives a nice, creative touch. So, now that you've removed all the bands, you have a base. Now, if you want your base a little bigger, you can add more diapers around the edge. And you basically repeat the same step from before, just adding more diapers around each edge and making sure that they are properly aligned and that they're all in the place you want. So once you've done that, you once again repeat the same step. You tie your band around and make sure that you get it really tight because this is the foundation and the foundation is the most important part. So you want to make sure that your base is really firm so that your cake doesn't fall apart on you. And once you've done that, you repeat the steps again and you pull off each individual band and make sure that you're pulling it off from the top because it helps to keep things aligned. And once you've done that, go through and make sure that each diaper is facing an outward direction. Make sure all of the top edges are poked in so that it gives your cake more precise look. Now you have your completed base. So, after you've done all that with the same different layers, you want to make sure that all of your layers have been properly adjusted and that they're all facing out so that your cake can have a precise look. So, for this cake I've done today, it's a 3-layer cake. So, the cake is all done, it's all aligned, and everything is looking good. So, we move on to the next step. So your question is, how does the cake stay still? Well, we're going to show you. In order for your cake to stay together, one trick I like to use is these wooden sticks, also dowels. Now I know a lot of people like to use the paper towel roll method, but I often find myself in a situation where I don't have an empty paper towel roll. And I know you could probably get it at a craft store, but I like the idea of the dowels more. It reminds me more of a professional edible cake style. So you want to take your dowels and stick them in, and then make sure that they're straight and add the other tiers on top. Once you've done that, then you go on to the next level and you add the other dowels. And especially today for the decorations I'll be using, the dowels are more preferable for what I'll be doing. So you make sure everything's aligned once again and organized. Now we get to the fun part, the decorating. I like to add lots of ribbon. Ribbon is good. It gives it lots of style and it's really easy and cheap. The ribbons ran me, I believe, about $2 for a big pack, and I barely used anything from inside. I also have a lot of other little decorations that I bought. At the last minute when I went to the store, I found the little rubber ducky and the little buttons, which I had never thought of before. But they were a great idea and they were really cheap, and it gives it lots of style and something different. Now, once you've added your ribbon, a cute little trick that a lot of people know is you can take a pair of scissors and run it across a ribbon to give it a nice spiral. That's one of my favorite tricks. It's very stylish and very easy to do. Once I've done that, I add more ribbon, and I like to be very symmetrical. So once I've added one ribbon to one side, I add it to another. And once again, I'm using my cute little buttons that give it a nice extra flair. And sometimes when you're doing crafts, you find yourself in a situation where the ribbons may not curl the way you want. So, as you can see here, the first time I tried to curl the ribbon, it was a little loose, and I had to go back a couple of times. But that's okay. Most of the time when you're curling ribbon, if it doesn't curl right one way, if you flip the ribbon over to the other side, you can get a nice curl. Alright, so here's the final look. I added a lot of other different decorations and my special rubber ducky to the top. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial today. Bye!